Hello and welcome to this week's video. This week I've come away in the van for a night, heading down to Lulworth Cove and then walking along the coast to Mupe Bay that offers some nice scene with some sea stacks and some rocks and everything out through. So it's not a location I've been to before. I've seen shots from there and I've checked it out on Google, so I thought I'd check it out for myself. So I'm not actually parked in Lulworth at the moment because you can't overnight. There's no overnight parking in the car park down there. So I found a park up fairly close by. I'm only sort of 10-15 minutes away. Planning an early start to get down there and walk along. Potential in the morning, potential of maybe a nice sunrise, but it also gives a forecast of maybe a bit of fog and mist, so it could be a combination of the two. So fingers crossed it may provide some fantastic opportunities. So there again, it may not provide anything until tomorrow morning. We won't know. So for now, gonna get some food down, have a drink and just chill out for the evening. Right, so I've had a reasonable night, not a great deal of sleep. It was mega cold in the van at times. I think I might be investing in a diesel heater for the van, but anyway, on from that. I'm gone down to Lulworth Cove, parked at Lulworth. Pre-warning, the parking charges are quite expensive. But anyway, what I've done, because it's low tide, I've actually walked around the cove and then picked up some steps that take you back up to the top, and I'm now making my way along the top of the cliff edge towards the Mupe Bay and the rocks and the scene overlooking there. Okay, so I've got to my viewpoint. It's obviously too dark to be able to show you too much at the moment. So now it's just a waiting game. I've got here in plenty of time for if there is any light on the horizon, any colour from the rising sun. I'm not sure, the cloud does look like there's a bit of definition, a bit of broken cloud, but I'm not sure if it's high and low cloud. It's still too dark to really tell at the moment. But either way, if it's obviously got a bit of definition in it, then that will give me a different sort of background anyway. So yeah, time for a sip of coffee, bit of a snack, and just brave the cold and sit and wait now. So come back to you in a minute. Okay, so we're about half an hour away from sunrise. There is a slight glimmer of colour right on the extreme horizon, and with half an hour to go, then potentially we may have a bit of luck. So I've composed my composition here. If you can see there, I've got the level indicator up to make sure I've got the camera level with the horizon. So we're looking down here now at these rocks down in Mupe Bay. We've got Mupe Bay sort of in the back here, and then a horizon up on the top, which hopefully may give us a bit of colour. This isn't the ideal composition that I want, really, to be honest. I've only positioned myself here solely for that sunrise, to have that a bit in the background. But when the sun does come up, hopefully, I'm not too optimistic, but hopefully it will cast some light across. And we've got some nice cliff edges here, and then cliff face down below. and then the rocks. So my ideal location is a little bit further down to get those, hopefully a bit of glow on the rocks. That glimmer of hope of the colour in the sky just didn't materialise. It's now just gone, lost in the oblivion of the cloud. So I've now come back down to the bottom. Like I say, I don't think we're going to get any great light, but we don't know till the sun comes up. So I've now moved back down and getting this really what is, I would say, probably one of the classic angles of Mupe Bay. Let me turn you around. Okay, so there we are in the camera. I'm going to put a filter on in a minute just to have that little bit, because I'm shooting at 5 seconds at the moment, which is quite nice. Just give a little bit of movement in those waves. ISO 64 f14. Okay, so quite liking this composition. Got a bit of a triangle, got the Mupe rocks coming out there, the front of the boat, Mupe Cove coming around there and creating a bit of a sort of triangle. Put a polarizer filter on as well, just to, now the light's coming up, just to be able to bring that exposure time down. Shooting 2.5 seconds f11 ISO 64. So I've taken a few shots along this edge here, so I'll put them up, let you have a look, and then I think I'm gonna stroll on a bit further and see if there's any different angles. Okay, so I'm going to try and looks like there is a little bit of a pathway. Well, can't really call it a pathway, but it looks like there is a little bit of a route down this way that maybe take me down to the beach or the cove. I'm going to make my way down and just see how it looks. If I can't get down there, I can at least get a little bit lower and get a bit of a lower angle on some of these rocks. So just work my way down over a bit further and see what it has to offer down a little bit further. It's a bit of a shame really, there's just actually very little definition. There is a bit of broken cloud, but there's very little definition in the sky, even with filter on and just bringing the exposure down. It's not really bringing out any detail at all in that sky, which is a bit of a shame, but anyway, checking out the location. Yeah, very nice. There's obviously a popular location. There's 2 or 3 other photographers here with me this morning as well. So okay, let's have a look. Down we go. So here we are down at the water's edge, and yeah, the way I tried coming down, got so far down and then it just dropped off so steep it was completely impassable. So I had to come all the way back up again, walk further along, came around the corner, and there's some convenient steps that come straight down to the beach. Why didn't I do that in the first place? But anyway, we're down here now. Just using these rock formations that are similar to my local beach kills. Let me turn you around. Okay, so we've got these rock formations, angled rock formations here. I've set the shot up, looking down through this channel. Again, like I say, sky is very grey. Little bit of definition, but nothing great. So I'm just setting this. What I'm doing is taking several shots, as I've done in the past, that then I can pick as the waves break at different areas, and different bits that I like. I can blend them together in post. So okay, so at the moment I am shooting at 2/5 of a second f11 ISO 64, just a polarizer filter on. The light is so dull, don't need any more than that on at the moment to get the sort of exposure I'm after. So let's get a few more shots here, and then I can blend a few together and come up with a final image. May even go with a single one, depends on how it looks. So let's get a few more shots, and then I think I'm gonna walk a bit further around there and try and get some shots of these rocks that are in the bay from down at sea level. Okay, so I've got this shot set up here using this stone here in the foreground, and then we've got the waves coming in through this bit of a channel here, and then coming back, and then in the background one of the bigger of the rocks in Mupe Bay. So yeah, it's looking quite pleasant, catching the waves at different times. Couple of them just breaking over the rocks, other ones as they're on their return, and then I will choose which one I like best when I get it back on the computer, and we can see how it looks. So yeah, it's nice, looking nice down here. It's just a shame, I know I keep moaning about it, but it's just a shame that there's just nothing in that sky. But actually, wave wise, it's actually quite nice. It's just enough to deal with, just enough to give us a bit of movement, but not too horrendous that we're getting pounded by spray. So okay, let's move on. Okay, the sun is up and it's starting to break through the clouds now. It's nearly 10 o'clock and the sun's coming through, but it's giving some far better light here. So I'm just taking this shot here. Let me turn the camera around for you. Just taking this shot now with that contrast. But I'm actually doing it, I've chucked a 10 stop filter in, and I'm doing a 3-minute exposure to just turn that water to glass. We've got that bit of a reflection coming through there. Hopefully that will come through in the 3 minutes, and yeah, should starting to look a lot better. So I think I'm going to take this shot and then make my way back down to those formations that we had a bit earlier on. Okay, so I did actually cancel out that exposure, at about 2.5 minutes, because all of a sudden the sun just broke through that gap in the clouds there and just gave me some real harsh light. So I just cancelled it out, and it actually looks quite nice there in the back of the camera. So okay, let's move on. So I had to stop and frantically set up a shot because those light rays just started breaking through there. Looking really nice, that backlit on these Mupe Bay rocks, silhouetting them now. But those rays breaking through behind it, just looking very nice. The shots come out, I'll put it up, let you have a look. Okay, so I think this could be my final composition of the day. I've got these 3 formations there, one in the middle, one that side, all sort of filtering into one another, filtering towards that headland point on the far side there. So I've done a nice 10 stop, 3-minute exposure, just to really soften this out and make it really nice and moody. But then I've also taken a separate exposure for the sky at 1/50th of a second, f11 and ISO 64, because there is a little bit of detail now in that sky, so I've taken a separate exposure for that to get some detail in that sky, and then I'll blend that in with the soft foreground. Okay, I think it may be time to make my way back to the van. I was hoping to get some drone footage of this fantastic location, but it's coming up as a unauthorized fly zone. There is a army shooting range here just to the left of me, so I'm guessing that's possibly the reason why. But yeah, slightly disappointing. It would have been great to have got some drone footage of this, but anyway, so be it. On we go. Okay, so I'm going to walk on back now. On the way back there may be some more shots, because obviously it was dark when I came here, so if I do get some, I'll just chuck them on at the end of the video for you to have a look. So I'm going to walk on back now. So once again, thanks for checking out this channel, and hopefully you like what you're seeing. If you do, please hit the subscription button and the notification bell to keep up with the latest content, and give the video a thumbs up, that'd be much appreciated, and drop me a comment down below. It's always great to get some feedback, like I always say. So from Mupe Bay, I'm now going to walk on back to Lulworth Cove and the van and make myself a bacon butty. So until next time, take it easy.